Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is your host, Everything Animated. I'm here, as always, with my co-host, the lover of oceans, the tactical of the tactics. It's Mr. C Tactics. Hey, how you doing?
I also like lakes and reservoirs.
Do ponds count too?
Mm, it depends on how good the pond is.
What about puddles?
I'm not a big fan of puddles. I feel like they're imitations of ponds.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then, just regular old what do you say? Oceans, lakes, and reservoirs.
Yes, yes.
So if you ever see sea tactics
Water
in
ducks,
person, water ducks,
irrigation. Fan of those kind of
ooh,
things.
canals.
Canal. Well, it also depends on how good the canal is, but I do like canals. Yes.
Great, great. Well, now that we
Underwater
got
lakes
now,
that are
now that
really
we got
clear.
your favorite locations out of the way, today we're reviewing episode 5 of Bunny Girl Senpai.
That is correct.
And I believe we got an we got a little synopsis over there.
That is also correct. Am I supposed to read it?
I mean, that's what you normally do, uh, unless you want to change it up and have someone else read it.
Uh, let's get third guy to read it.
All right, third guy. I'm patching in the third guy. Third guy, come in, third guy.
You know what? I think we should hire a third guy. Think,
What's gonna be his name?
uh, Randy.
Takes a long hard look at Randy.
Mai scolds Sakata, and she agrees with Sakata helping Tomoe, I guess. Tomoe goes on a date with Sakata, and we learn she moved from Fukuoka and completely changed her life. Got a new haircut, all that. We then get some more development for Rio's character. After that, Sakata confronts and fights a bully who is talking about Tomoe. At the end, Tomoe and Sakata become best buds.
Yeah,
Much better episode than episode 4, my opinion.
I was gonna say right off the bat, I have to say it's definitely a lot better.
Yeah,
Definitely a lot better.
it definitely felt like it went back to what was working for it rather than episode 4, which felt really weird and weird, different, like a weird micro tone shift that just didn't work. And I
Hmm.
don't know, but episode 5, I mean, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's not to say it wasn't without its problems, but for the most part, it was definitely, yeah, it felt like the older episodes that, you know, made me originally like the show a lot more than I did in the past. And
We
I
got
guess right off the bat, we get, was it ever explained how he kind of talked his way out of, like, to my saying, hey, this is why I'm doing this.
uh he explained it to her, and Mai was like, yeah, cool, but like you're gonna have to explain yourself on this one. And like it started at the beginning of the episode, like he's like in his underwear,
Yeah, I know.
like
Put on a
on his
damn shirt,
knees.
buddy.
Well, didn't he answer the door in the last episode in his underwear?
I mean, yeah, and I get that, but you would think that there would come a point where you'd be like, "Oh my, please come in. Let me put on some shirt and a pants. Let me put those on."
Well,
But he just stays in his underwear the whole
also,
episode.
well, later on in the episode, he's also uh, talking to Mai over the phone. I think it's near the middle of it, and he's also in his underwear. And she's
Yeah.
like, "You're not naked, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, totally."
Is that like symbolism or something?
I don't know. Thought it was great though, but like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I got the feeling that Maya is like, yeah, do your thing because at the end of the beginning of the scene, Maya asks him some sort of question like, how does he feel about going on a date with Tomoe? And he's like, my heart is only for you. And then
Mm-hmm.
she's like, you just don't get it, which I didn't really understand. You're gonna if you understood that, please explain. But I did not understand where she was coming from with that.
Yeah. I mean, I almost kind of feel like maybe she was trying to get at and say, "Hey, don't you be doing other things behind my back or whatever." And because he was like, "My heart's only for you," and but yeah, I thought that was kind of weird too. How she was like, you just don't understand." But
Maybe maybe she's like trying to say like treat her well or something like that. Be nice to her. Don't be like super for you know. Uh, don't let this date all be about yourself. Maybe something like that. Like
maybe, 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 maybe she knows how much of an asshole he can be, so she's just like, "Don't you be an asshole."
speaking of that, while they're talking in his room, Kaed is like eavesdropping, and he goes to open the door, and he opens it. It just hits her right in the face with the
Mm-hmm.
door. And I thought that was hilarious because it was out of nowhere.
There was
Uh,
definitely a lot more funny things that happened in this episode. I felt like, but that was one of them too. He's like, "Let me get my sister." Oh, what the hell are you doing? And she's like, "I'm being a ninja."
oh my god! And then right after that, Mai gives her like a dress, and she dresses up, and they become best buds, and
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was kind of a nice little thing. I thought it was funny when she did give him the dress. He's like, a little token that I'll always remember you by." And she's like, "It's for your sister, dumbass."
oh yeah, he's like smelling it and shit.
Mm-hmm. He's like,
yeah.
yeah, I'll always remember you. It's for your sister. Get your mind out of the gutter. As she kicks him in the face.
Oh yes, yes. At first, I was like, "Oh, here we go with the, you know, hitting the MC really hard with kicks or fists." But I don't know. It wasn't that bad. I was okay with
Yeah,
it.
I mean, at least he wasn't bleeding, and when he got hit, he didn't skyrocket into another dimension. He
Team
didn't.
Rocket is blasting off again.
Ding.
Oh God.
So I guess we're gonna call Asker her girl Tomoe.
Yep, that's her name is Tomoe Koga.
Tomoe Koga. Do you think they did that on purpose? Because isn't this supposed to be? Isn't I don't know? Isn't she a Moe character?
Uh, I
Well, maybe I don't know anything about
it
Moe.
it depends on what kind of moe you're talking about. Moe, I think, means just cute in general,
Uh-huh.
like something that's like adorable to the point of where you have to protect them, kind of thing. Actually, I think that's the
Uh,
actual definition of what moe is.
I gotta
But
protect that smile.
right, no, it's exactly that. But like the thing about that is, if that is what the definition is, then almost every character in anime you could use that for. So in my opinion, moe is more about like characters that turn into like big blobs, like K-On, stuff like that. Um, because just being adorable is or just being cute. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
every single one of these characters are really attractive.
Apparently, being adorable means, when it comes to Japan, is tripping over yourself and going and having a catchphrase like "do do do."
Doo-doo-doo. Well,
I'm adorable.
that is a great catchphrase. um, it's also a ringtone. Um,
A text alert.
so they go on this date, and it's actually a rather nice scene, because I thought this was going to be a pretty bad episode because of the forced date thing, but
Mm-hmm.
actually we're in a lot of like kind of like a lot of psychological things about Tomoe, the way she thinks, who she was before. Like for example, like I think Sakata's like, you didn't get a lot of sleep, and she's like, yeah, I had to chat with my friends until like 5 a.m. and then from then on I looked at like cat videos and just did that until the morning started. Then I had to get ready to go on our date. And he's like, you just didn't sleep any. And she's like, well, I can't go to sleep before everyone else. Which I'm like, man, I get that. Because I used to be that same way as her, like talking to all of my friends, like until like 5 in the morning every night and getting no sleep during high school because I didn't want to be that guy who went to sleep first.
Wow. I mean, maybe I was different in high school, but I had my group of friends. We chatted, and yeah, we would stay up late. But I don't think there was ever times when I never had any sleep. But no, I get what you're saying. Just how we got to see more of this character and see how this person. I don't know. She's basically trying to fit in, and heaven forbid she falls asleep and loses those hours of conversations and then comes to school the next day and oh, you fell asleep, you don't remember, yada yada yada. It's yeah, it just seems like just the whole trying to keep up with her circle of friends is a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and she like this is really like a great little aspect about her that I really like and appreciate. And it's like she shows Sakata a picture of her from like when she was in middle school, and she's got tons of hair, and she doesn't
Hmm.
look at all like she does now. And that's because she used to live in Fukuoka, which explains her accent. And she like came to I don't know where they're at now, but she came to where she's at now, and she got a haircut, and she
Yeah.
basically changed the way she spoke. Um, she tried to fit in more. Uh, yeah, I mean, her character seems to be very desperate for like acceptance, and is all about perception, which I think is a rather realistic touch, because I think
Hmm.
a lot of kids uh, like her go through that.
Yeah. And I guess that just goes to show you how just I guess just how normal she is because I remember when I first saw her, I she was just a running gag. Kick me in the ass. But
She's also
after,
kind of vaguely annoying because she was always on her phone.
yeah, I know a lot of people that are like that. You just like, if I was to smash this phone, what are you? You're just a boring blob.
Yeah,
But but yeah, uh,
she's got like a backstory to her. She's like super interesting, and she's obviously a nice person.
oh yeah, yeah. That's some winning qualities of her, and I guess according to Sakata, she's got a big ass.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it, but I mean,
Well, I guess for an anime character, sure.
I was trying to look because I was like, does she have a big ass? I mean, maybe because I don't, and maybe I hope I'm not being too insensitive when I say this, but I don't know a lot of Asians that have like a big ass because it's just I don't know, maybe it's just not a thing of their culture. But I was just like trying to look. I'm like, does she have a big ass? I don't know. Maybe he's just saying that just to, kind of poke fun at her. But I just liked how that was just funny
I like
in
how
the
she doesn't
episode.
like that.
She, she's like, it's not that big, and he would like say something like, "Ooh, peaches," just like just like
Yes.
your ass.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
that
stuff was funny.
yeah, that's a great quirk where she just does not like her butt.
Yeah, yeah. Some, and I mean, if this was the '90s, yeah, people are just like, or '80s, '90s, like, oh, I have a big ass, I'll hate it. But in today's standards, especially in America, big ass is all the rage, and I approve. But
That's
she'd
true.
fit in. She just needs to move to America. She'd fit in really well.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Yeah, she'd come
Besides
over.
the
Other
whole
than being,
Japanese thing, but
yeah, being a foreigner, being Asian, having a big ass. Oh my God, she
and
would
an
be.
anime character.
She'd get eaten up over here. But let's see. Later in the episode, we see Lab Coat Girl again
Actually, before
being
we
Lab
get to
Coat
that,
Girl.
there's a couple things. Uh, on this like when they're on the bridge or whatever before they go and talk to that girl, I got this feeling of like this episode is really based on nostalgia. So keep that in mind for later because I have a feeling they're using that nostalgia theme.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's going to be in the next episode as well. But also, they go down to help this girl in their class or whatever. She like dropped
Oh
her like
yeah.
keychain from her phone. It was like some octopus thing or whatever. And she's like Tomoe,
Oh
hello, and
yeah.
then to Sakata, she's like, hello, come full circle and respectable senpai. And he's like, well, that's new. No.
Freaking, and then we have the freaking cop out of all animes where she finds the bracelet, falls into a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit
she
of
falls into the
water,
water.
and for some fucking reason, I don't know what it is about anime characters, but
They get colds.
whenever they like even put their foot in water, they just get sick. And she gets sick, and he comes in. It's like, why the hell are you even at school? You should be at home. And, she's just sick, and I guess she touches more about the whole, you know, if I wasn't in school, I'd be missing out on all the friendship stuff. So it's like she'd rather be at school sick versus versus being at home getting better and missing out on anything gossip.
Yeah,
It's like Jesus.
yeah. That's how dedicated she is to this whole perception thing and her being accepted by her peers, and it's pretty
Exactly.
crazy actually. It's kind of a vicious little cycle that she kind of goes through. Uh, and yeah, I don't get the whole anime characters getting sick after being just a little bit of teensy bit of water. Like maybe it's I don't know. Maybe that's just the Japanese thing where their immune systems aren't as good. I don't know. But she's
I
like,
mean,
she lived
yeah.
in Fukuoka, and I'm sure that she had to go travel around a lot in that place and probably had to do a lot of things that, you know, amounted to her getting a little dirty at times. So,
If you know what I mean.
uh,
Because I guess speaking of that, they did kind of mention that later in the episode of. I guess there was that extra layer too, where she was being picked on and being made fun of.
yes, everyone was talking about her behind her back, which
Hmm.
really,
And I didn't get that at all. And then all of a sudden, it was kind of brought up, and I'm like, oh, well, no wonder she kind of wants acceptance and wants that sort of friendship in somebody just because of the fact that she's being made fun of for some reason. But it's probably a fucking jealousy thing because heaven forbid somebody actually look nice and be nice.
yeah,
So you gotta call them a slut.
yeah, that's totally what happened with her. As people just became really jealous of her because she was standing out from everyone else, and because you know what's funny? I was watching Snafu last night, and they brought this up as well. It's like humans are really bad people, and the more you stand out, the more you'll be ostracized.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that's totally what happened here. She's just wrong. I don't want to say wrong place, but definitely the wrong time. just come out and be like, "Yeah, look how great I look. Look at my
Yeah.
butt."
Look at my butt. It's my winning quality. That's right. Sakata got to kick it. Don't be jealous.
It hurt.
I'm
My
gonna say
tailbone was bruised.
they made a joke about that
They did.
sometime in the episode too, where
Where she
what did
was
he
in
say?
she was in the bed from her cold.
I think he said something like we kicked each other's butts or something like that.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice callback.
Mm-hmm. I was like, they'll always what's that? The Casablanca will always have Paris, but in this it's animated. We'll always have our butts being kicked.
Um, let's see. And then like near the end of the episode, he like some Sakata's with Tomoe, and they go to like the train station, and
Mm,
he notices everyone is talking about Tomoe and how all the rumors and stuff like that. And some guy walks up and is like, "So, first year's just handed it out," and Sakata's like just smirks at him, and he's like, "You making
yeah.
fun of me?" And then they get into a fight, and he gets punched in the face, and
Yeah,
then
he
he
took he
acts.
took it like a fucking champ.
He did. He fucking took it. He got potatoed hard, and he just stands up and he's like, "That didn't hurt, I don't think." um, and he starts to run at him, and then just kicks him in the shin, and he's like, "Unfair." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, it's unfair that you talk to people behind their back." And he like kicks him in the face, and he's like, "I stepped in
I
shit,
stepped in dog shit the other day.
so you better wash your face."
Yeah, you got a
Um,
shitty face, boy.
and I'm like, "Fucking goddamn it, Sakata once again proving he is the best boyfriend."
I mean, yeah, I got to admit that was pretty cool because I mean, yeah, he did do a dirty trick where he's like, I'm gonna throw a punch and then kicks him up in the. Well, he didn't kick him in the nuts. He kicked him like in the shin or something. But I guess kicking him hard in the shin just dropped him that easily. I'm like, man, this guy's ankles must be made of glass or something.
Ah, my
And
glass
then,
ankle.
oh, my glass ankle. Oh, and then, yeah, he just straight up kicks him in the face. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, kicking them while they're down. I see how it is.
And then
But
he does
he
something.
just kind of grabs Tomoe and then just kind of runs. Because first he was just like lightly walking. Then he's just like, run!
He also does something really cool, and he's like, he basically yells out that he's a virgin still, which is like in high school you don't do that. You're like, ha, I was having sex all the time.
I got all that puss.
I've been having sex since I was -4.
I came out of the womb and I was screwing bitches.
which which is another thing that I thought was interesting because perception is everything in high school.
It really is.
And for him to say that is like, man, he's just the best. I would totally make out with him if he was my boyfriend, like all the time.
And then Tomoe even admitted to him that she's a virgin, and
Yeah, which
I
took
almost
guts as
wanted
well.
him to be like, "Yeah, no duh, we're all in high school. Of course you are."
Yeah, that last scene where they're talking on that little bridgey thing majig, and they're talking about it like a bunch of people's like friendships and stuff like that, and how they're like vultures that turn their back on each other, and all their friendships are very superficial. And I was like, man, God, this anime is speaking some truths right now about high school, and it's great. And I like
Yeah,
how it's this works for like pretty much every kind of high school as well. Like especially in America, I think a lot of this writing worked and it was very relatable. Some of it, but like a lot of it was like, yeah, I totally get that. Like just the way kids act and stuff like that, all the cliques and people talking about you behind your back, and all of the schoolboy shit, right?
all the fights. I mostly remember the fights.
Yeah, yeah, there was a lot of fights in mine as well.
I want to say a bunch of male testosterone, and if it was like two women, it's usually over a guy and some dumb shit. You talking shit, bitch? And then, those are fun to watch. You just bunch of hair pulling. I mean, it's like at least let's see some fisticuffs and see some people, throwing hands. Nope,
Yeah.
just hair pulling.
I feel like if like anyone learned like martial arts in high school or any kind of like MMA, God, they just destroy everyone.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah,
walk it. It would just be just one-sided fights all over the place.
yeah, those are the best. I kind of learned to stay away from things like that. Got in
Yeah.
a couple fights when I was in high school, but wouldn't say they were award-winning fights.
Yeah, I don't even get into verbal fights. Like I don't get into fights in general. I just
What are you trying to say, huh?
Yo, you want to argue? You want to
Yeah.
debate? You want to throw down politically?
You know what? I think I'm gonna get into this. Hold on, let me loosen up my mouth. Let's
Uh
go.
and then at the end, I kind of get the sense that Tomoe has a little bit of an inferiority complex. But I don't. Did you ever feel that way about her? That she kind of feels. Well, she says straight up that sometimes she feels like smaller than a lot of people.
I definitely feel as if she feels inferior, and I think that just comes with high school itself and just the image thing, as you were mentioning before. And I think that with her, yeah, she's all about image, and she's all about, maybe she hated the way she looked back then. Um, maybe she just wanted to be this different person. And I think Sakata brought it up a few times where he was like, you say that you like yourself now, but that you're different than you used to be. And I think he was trying to say, just be happy with who you are. Don't it doesn't matter what you look like. It's that you should be happy about who you are, because Sakura is the type of person who, yeah, he doesn't have that many friends and doesn't have that many people to hang out with, but at least he accepts it and he's happy with it. And I think he was trying to get that with her, and I think she kind of gets it, but at the same time, that's just who she is. she doesn't feel as good as other people, even though she's cute. She's definitely
Yeah.
a cute individual, but I think that's just with a lot of people. Like, no matter how good you look, no matter how beautiful you are, there's that little part of you that's just saying, do I look good enough?
right. It's that voice.
Mm-hmm.
That tries to stray you from your goals and your path, and you have to be like, voice, stop this, and then you go listen to a Dio song, and you're like, all right, I'm good now.
Ride the tiger, and it's like, yes, I will ride this tiger all the way to the top, baby.
I will cash in on this tiger. I mean, yeah, you bring up like she's obviously a very attractive person, like every character in this goddamn anime. But Sakata's like, you sure are cute, and then Tomoe is like, yeah, quit joking. And I was like, wow, jeez, take a compliment.
Yeah, but I knew a lot. I knew a lot of people that were like that. Like, they're just straight up gorgeous, and you tell them that they're beautiful, and I don't know if it's just the whole fear of, well, like you said, like they don't think that they're cute enough, or if it's just maybe they don't want to get too close and be hurt, because everyone always says they're cute, but then people burned them in the past. That would also kind of explain why she didn't want to be in a relationship with the guy that was asking her out, because it's like she could have said yes and she could have been like whatever, but maybe she just doesn't want to be in a relationship to hurt or feel hurt or hurt somebody, or just the whole I don't know, maybe he just doesn't like the dude.
Also, it's like in high school and stuff like that. If someone says you're cute, it's like, did they just confess their love? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's totally it's weird because everyone's so flaky,
Right.
They don't have any resistance built up towards the opposite sex, so it's very
Yeah.
yeah. There's also that in play as well. So she's probably just like, haha, just ignore and
Mm-hmm.
continue on.
Because we all know how guys are when it comes to women. We're all just a bunch of
She
sexed up
said,
hounds.
she said good morning. What does
Yeah,
that
yeah.
mean?
She said good morning to me, dude. I think she likes me. And yeah, I was like that in high school too,
Oh, I
where
think everyone was.
and I think Snafu does an absolutely wonderful job of it. And I know I'm getting sidetracked a little
Snafu,
bit
man.
because of how Hachiman says how he hates nice women. That's probably one of my favorite scenes of the first season because when I saw that, I was like, God damn, that is me. Anybody give me any bit of attention, my heart was in a flutter, and I was like, oh. But then when I aged and I grew up a little bit, I was like, well, she's just nice to everyone.
Yeah.
It's not just me. That's just who she is. God, I hate nice girls because that's how it is. But back to Bunny Snuff.
Bunny
God,
Snafu. You might. That's a pretty good title as well. It's much better than Little Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Speaking of Little Rascal, he goes to talk to Rio as well. We didn't talk about that scene. Uh,
I was gonna, but now we're back to it.
Rio is explaining something. I don't really care, and uh, and
Here's a little pencil. It goes.
and 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 so that guy that she likes comes to the window, and he's like, "Where's Sakata?" And she's like, yeah. Why does he have to be here all the time? I don't understand. It's like, you guys hang out. And then Sakata shows up, and he's like, he just stands there kind of frozen when he opens the door, and he's just like, sorry for intruding, and closes the door. And she storms over and opens it back up, and she's like, don't mess this up for me.
Oh, it's so stupid. Because I don't know. I think at one point we're eventually gonna go to Science Lab Chick and be like, we gotta save her and get her together with.
Oh yeah, that's totally gonna happen.
We gotta get them together with the fucking moron.
Maybe not just get them together. Maybe it's just like get her to explore that side of herself a little bit more. Get her to get the courage to do something like that. Maybe she gets rejected. I don't know.
You don't have to be an emotionless blob. You can actually show emotion and be like, "Hey, buddy, uh, you like my glasses? Am I smart because I have glasses?"
Well, I don't. You know, it's so obviously transparent what they're doing with the Rio character, where she's just there to be attractive and explain things, and also you need another arc, and that's a good way to put a art. Well, it's not. I don't think it's a good way, but like, it's a very forced way to add in another arc to the show, and another female. So I mean, it'll probably be good writing, I guess, because I feel like they're just exploring different kinds of people and how they approach relationships. I think that's what this show is about, really, at least so far, because or just learning about these characters.
It's definitely not about a bunny girl.
It's definitely not about her.
It was in the first episode, but I mean, but yeah, I think it's about relationships now.
Yeah. Supernatural relationships.
Couple of things. couple. That's the name of the title. That should be the name of the show. Supernatural relationships.
Yeah. It'd work.
Seriously, that would make more sense. Couple of things I want to bring up that kind of we're not so much good in the episode. Most of this episode was great and was a wonderful rebound from last week's episode, but a couple of things that kind of made me just go, why? First thing, he starts that I forget her name, but the one girl that the only thing we know about her is that she's super jealous of
Oh
of
yeah.
Sakita talking to her friend, and then he does the same thing. What are you, constipated, bitch? And she just gets flustered and storms off again. And I'm like, what was the point of
Uh,
that?
I
Didn't really add any substance. Like literally, he did the exact same
it's the same thing
thing.
they're doing with Rio, where they're just trying to keep the character in the show until she's has an arc dedicated to her.
Yeah, and then we'll know a little more about her. But only thing we know about her is, don't talk to my boyfriend. What are you on your period? I'm running away.
I think hers is going to be a little bit more important though, because with her, it's attached to some of Sakata's past. So I
Mm-hmm.
think I don't think her arc will be necessarily about Sakata. I think or her. I think it will be about Sakata and his relationship with this guy.
Yeah,
Uh,
and maybe that'll kind of touch on the whole why she's the way that she is. But I don't know. I just found it kind of pointless. And then one other thing was, I don't know, just kind of made me a little confused. Where he gets home, listens to a voicemail of Mai, and is like, "Hey, it's Mai," and it looked like he picked up the phone, was gonna go call her. Then he just kind of thinks to himself, and then he just slowly puts it back on the
yeah,
receiver, and I'm like, "What the hell was that all about?"
yeah. I don't know what that was about either. That kind of came out of nowhere. I feel like yeah, there was no context for it at all. But like I feel like there may be context added to it in the next episode.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
very strange. Like, why did he do that? He sacrificed so much to be with this woman,
I
and
know,
now he's
and
like, he
and
won't
and
call her.
and he called her in the past. You saw
Yeah,
that he was willing to call her, and they, did their whole regular conversation, and she's like, "Hey, I'm back." Obviously, that means that's a hint saying, "I want to talk to you." So then he was about to, because he's like, "Oh my," and he even said in the earlier episode, "Oh, my heart's only for you, my." I hope
I don't
I
think it's
hope
like, I don't,
I
I don't,
hope it's not one of those where he's like slowly not falling out of love with
I
her
don't
and
think it's
going
that
with
at
this other
all.
chick. I don't think it is either, but if it turns out to be like that, I'm gonna be pissed.
I think,
Saying that right now.
yeah. I mean, if it's that, like bullshit, like no, like
This would never happen. I'm throwing shit.
you dedicated this whole arc to this girl, and it's like for the second episode in a row, it feels almost like he's just not like there are a couple like he's going out on this date with Tomoe, and now he's not calling her, and he's you know God, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Maybe
but
he's actually gay, because if you remember when during that scene with Rio at the very end, Sakata's like, man, he's really cute.
I mean, I mean maybe, but then why would he say all that other stuff and confess his love to Mai if he was gay?
Maybe he's just doing it because it's the social construct.
I mean, that is a huge social construct to,
Maybe
especially to confess your love
society
and
is telling him he should be straight, but
like
really,
confessing
he's
to
just a
everyone
big
in
gay.
school.
Yeah. Don't
I'm
question
just
it.
following the social construct. Why are you confessing your love in front of everyone in an open? You know what? You do things your way. I do it mine.
Yeah, it's the whole thing with God, I don't know where they're going with it either. I have faith they'll move it in a direction that makes sense, but who knows?
Yeah, because to me, Mai was very accepting of Sakata to just be like, "You're gonna pretend go out with her? Hmm, that sounds like a great idea." I mean, wasn't she legit pissed like not that long ago too, where she's like, "Don't
I don't
talk to me."
I don't think I don't think she's happy about it, but
I don't think she is either.
I do think Mai's like, all right, you want to help this person out because it reminds you of your sister and all that. So
Hmm.
Go ahead
I
and do
just
that, but no sex.
that's only for me.
Nope.
But I just
Do not dress her up in a bunny girl outfit. That's my thing.
could you imagine?
He still
I
has that
just
bunny costume.
yeah, he could say Tomoe, look what I got. I just hate shows that have unnecessary drama, and
Yeah.
I just don't want the show to be the show to just have that unnecessary drama.
Yep.
Case in point, gamers, most
I love
unnecessary
I love
drama,
gamers. Everything in the anime was unnecessary.
unnecessary drama and misunderstandings. That should be
Oh,
the name of that damn show.
I love the I love that show.
Ugh,
Oh, it's so
I
great.
couldn't finish it. They had a few funny scenes, but other than that, I just couldn't get into that show. But anyway,
But yeah, I
um,
mean, now that I think about it, Mai's also a really awesome girlfriend as well.
yeah,
She's
she calls, waits up for you, waits on you, and lets you know things. And even though she has her personality and jokes with you, you can tease her back, and yeah, she would be a good girlfriend.
she's also an asshole, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Did I mention I love these two characters just being total assholes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it was a show just about these two characters, I could watch it for hours.
Just insulting each other back and forth for 24 minutes.
I will cherish this forever. That is for your sister.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Let me
wonder.
kick
Yeah,
you in the face with my stocking legs,
it.
fishnets.
I thought she was wearing the bunny outfit at the beginning again. I was like, is she gonna wear it? But no, she's just, stockings.
Damn it!
Damn it! God damn it! Yeah, I think this whole episode is really just to reintroduce everyone. Also, like the redhead girl, the Rio and Rio's crush, Sakata's friend, and Kaeda and her whole shtick. I think that's what this was for. But it was good, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, overall, I would definitely say this was a lot better than last week's. Still, to me, still not better than the first.
Yeah.
The first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Which had me hooked.
It's
But
the fourth best episode.
yeah, it is definitely the fourth best episode until something else comes along. But it's still good overall. I liked it. Just a little like character quirks that just made me go, I hope it doesn't take this in a different direction. It's just gonna stay on track, stay on target. But yeah, I would definitely give this a thumbs up.
I'd give it 2 thumbs up.
Oh, okay. Well, you give it 2 thumbs up. I'll give it 2 thumbs up and 2 big toes.
Oh God.
Up.
Okay. I don't. Okay. Right. All right.
I had to be different.
I mean, I can't dispute that. It sounds like a good rating system to me.
Maybe flawed.
A little flawed. I don't have any toes. That's where it's flawed.
Oh no, you just nubs down there?
Yeah, I had to eat them.
Why did you have to eat your toes?
Dude, I mean, I was hungry. Like, what am I gonna do? Go downstairs and get something to eat?
You're like, well, I have some nice pair of toes down here. Can't eat my fingers because I have an Xbox and a computer. Toes gotta go.
Yep. I can't
love where
cannibalize my own toes.
I love where this conversation went.
It's like in Pain and Gain when The Rock is grilling a bunch of hands.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Yep, that's a part in the movie. The Rock, in his like front yard, has a bunch of human hands and is grilling them.
Why?
Because it's Pain and Gain. That's why. It's a really good movie.
I need to watch it.
Watch it just for The Rock.
I will do that then.
It's one of his better roles. It's got Marky Mark in it too. Transformers guy.
I'm gonna say his better roles, The Happening.
What? No.
What are they doing?
Give me
They're
a
killing
goddamn
them.
second.
They're killing themselves. What do we do? I don't know. Um, what's going on? Oh,
I
jeez.
think we've run out of things to talk about, and I think we've
I
also
I
hit
think so.
time.
I
We're at
think
our
so
traditional
too.
45-minute time limit that we
Mm-hmm.
didn't set at all, but every one of them has been like 45 minutes.
I blame myself.
That's what we do, people. We're really thorough. We're in depth about everything that happens with that bunny chick.
We like to go deep
We like to go deep in Bunny
with
Girl.
Bunny Girl Senpai. So yes, thank you again for to everyone listening. Be sure to like, subscribe on the channel because I do this
And ring the bell.
oh, you forgot. Gotta ring the bell, ding a ling a ling, because heaven forbid that you don't know that this is up, but you'll know because you get it because you're subscribed and the bell's
Yeah,
rung.
you also go like like neck deep in Bunny Girl as well. Like they know.
Yeah, you will, you will see a lot of bunny girls in the future. Um, yeah, so do that. Also subscribe to C Tactics channel. Subscribe to one of our cohorts, not on this, not on this podcast, but for King of Anime podcast, Mr. Savage himself, Satsuki the Savage, and hopefully we're going to be streaming, next weekend for King of Anime podcast. We kind of had to do a pre-recorded one last time. But if that's the case, you want to hear something about the fall season, go to C Tactics channel. It's really we talk about all kinds of things great, and we talk about all things anime.
Yeah, and I'm
Tear,
making
tear,
waffles.
he makes waffles. Tears happen because of Goblin Slayer. That's
Don't
coming
remind
up.
me.
But all right, that's it for me. Say goodbye. See?
Hi. Is that
No, you're supposed to say bye, not hi.
bye bye.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining. Hiccups.